Surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, guys. Welcome to the Flower Hour. I'm very pleased to announce I'm welcomed by Rhys David Evans, stepping in for Rob, becoming a regular fixture now. This is Rhys. Part of the furniture now, my friend. But not only that, we are welcomed by former Cardiff City Starlet, as we put it in the YouTube clip. Former Cardiff City striker Matt Green. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate, for taking the time out to come and speak to us. Hopefully, it won't be too painful for you. But we'll obviously just talk about. Well, there's lots to talk about. We could be here for hours when I look back on all the clubs you've represented. But obviously, yeah, take us right back to the very start, then, Matt. Where you grew up and how you got into the love of football.
Yeah, sure. So going all the way back, some young grassroots. I remember sort of understanding getting into grassroots football, and kind of just progressed from there, sticking up through grassroots up until someone sort of twigged around 12 that I was scoring a lot of goals at that level. My mum and dad, they had me too young. It was tough for them training, so coaches used to put me up training, and I was eager to make sure that I made games and stuff. Yeah, eventually Bristol City, started a little bit of interest. I got picked up from, just got more and more obsessed. And, it's been, I kind of like my younger son now, like it's almost got to be, not a lot of people make stuff. There's so much. I look at myself back then. I was, a very determined lad. Starting off at grassroots, I didn't really make a team, and being the top guy, I was rapid. I think I off the pitch, and I remember back then I was kind of just because the parents to. Well done. You came on, you ran fast, you made a difference, and I didn't play very well. This is my first ever game. I look back now, I'm like, oh.
Can I just stop you there, Matt? Sorry. Is there any chance you could bring that phone a little bit closer? There's a little. I'm not sure if the noise in the background is a bit of a disturbance. I'm not sure if it'll make a difference if you bring it a bit closer.
Yeah, sure. How's that? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Happy days.
So yeah, as I was saying, I was at the grassroots levels, and I was like probably still like one of the worst players. Like it was literally grit and determination, get out with a football from a young age, really, that I sort of progressed up pretty quickly. I was always quite good at sports day and things like that. And then it wasn't until Bristol City, sort of coming at 12, 13, that I took it a little bit more serious then, and people took me a little bit more serious. Where actually, like he might be all right. He might have a chance. So then I had a couple of years at Bristol City, and had a 6-week trial, and managed to, get a year's contract there.
That in itself is no mean feat, because Bristol were quite renowned, back in them days for having a really strong academy. So I think that's, obviously testament to yourself for even getting recognised by that type of academy. Because I think I'm right in saying that, they were it's a really well thought of academy there at Bristol, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Like it was a massive, like, it was a dream come true, because it was the first time I felt like I got a bit of recognition, really. And although I had to get 2 buses to get to training, again, it was just sort of from a young age, like having that desire, and parents would sort of say to their kids, like, look, he's getting 2 buses, to get to training and things like that. And, you should sort of be grateful that you've got parents that would take you to training and things like that. I know it sounds like sort of like the violin out a little bit, which I don't mean to at all. Like, I've got a great family. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have had the career that I've had. But what I'm saying is, it is important that kids, these days got to understand there's going to be so many bumps in the road along the way. Sorry, going off on my own sort of tangent there. My bad.
No, it's good. It's brilliant. I think. Go on, Reece.
It sounds like it's dedication. You're willing to do all that just to play football. It shows how
dedicated. Very young age, yeah.
And I don't think it's probably not enough of that nowadays. Like you said, kids have got, households have got 2 cars, and lots of different family members can help and support. And, probably kids have got it easier nowadays, I would say, if I'm honest, because it's just there's more support around nowadays. And
yeah, it's a lot of distraction. There is a lot of distraction, computer game, and obviously social media and different things like that. So we didn't have that, back then. It was, I remember playing day, like chalking a goal by ball, and that was, your day go to if the pitch was too boggy to go and train on, or the pipe was too boggy to train on, with your mates. So it hones those instincts that come out later on in your career that can benefit you as well.
So obviously you left Bristol then, Matt, am I right in saying to move to Newport?
So I went to a football college then. I got quite lucky, actually. I had a friend that was adamant that he wanted to give football a crack after school. And I'd done an apprenticeship with my granddad, doing carpentry. My friends said, like, listen, you can do that, or like, we've got a chance to go college here. We play against academy teams at Cirencester. I don't know if you've heard of it, Cirencester Academy all the time. It was a chance to sort of go 2 years, train every day, do a BTEC first diploma in sports and science, similar to, I think, what they do at Hartpury College at the moment. And you play against, academy teams. So I'd done that for 2 years, and that was brilliant for me because I was a small lad. I got let go from Bristol City just before YT. I was a late developer, and those 2 years at Cirencester give me enough time to grow physically, but then kept me there to be able to train every single day and play against academy teams. Where I was getting attention. I went on trial at Yeovil, I went on trial at Swindon, but they were both like, no. But they would beat, these academy teams were beating us, 6-2, 5-1. But I'd be scoring at the other end, but we'd be getting battered because we were just a college team. We weren't, up to the academy standard. And then I went with obviously England schoolboys, which was amazing. And eventually Steve Lowndes sort of said to me, like, get to Newport, it's men's football. And head down, the gaffer would give you a chance. It was John Cornforth at the time, Swansea player.
You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that word on this channel.
And he got me in. To be fair, you know, he played me quite a lot that season. He had Kwame Ampadu, quite a load of senior players, and I played a few games here, Darren Jones, and it wasn't until the second season really where all the legends, Jason Bowen, obviously, Andrew Legg, there was some great experience there in the second season at Newport, which helped me progress on massively then. And the manager done really well with me. Is like, it was perfect the way he timed it. Really, he knew that clubs were sort of sniffing around, and he said, like, I'm not going to play you. And at the time, obviously, I was raging. I was thinking,
just wanted to play.
Like, I just want to play. Yeah, I just play me. Just play me. He said no experience, and obviously, funny enough, I found out a lot more about that as I would go up in the next 5 years of my career. But he said, I'm going to play them. They're going to play, but stay fit, stay on it, and when you come on, take your chance. And to be fair, when they were watching, I went and scored sort of, I think 2 hat-tricks, hat-trick when it mattered, and that's when the clubs started coming in and paying real interest.
Do you know when you said you were told you were too small?
Yeah.
Do you think football's changed since then now in that regard? Like, they don't care if players are a bit smaller?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I mean, like they when they said that to me, they looked at my dad, and my dad, to be fair, he's 5'9". I've ended up 6 foot, 6'1" on a good day. So they looked at him straight away and they said, "Listen, if you spin out like him, you'll be all right." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm 12. Hey, how are you going to tell?" Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I didn't know that at the time. I was heartbroken. I was devastated. And this is where I got, I'm careful. I'm going to be careful with my boys as well now. It proper took the wind out my sails. I mean, I was devastated for a good year. I mean, after that, be let go from Bristol City because you have your friends, you have, you're watching the first team, you get all those luxuries, being in the academy, which you don't necessarily get. Well, you won't get as soon as you let go.
So the move then, obviously, from Newport to Cardiff. How did that come about? Did you have options? Could you have gone other places?
Yeah, I could have gone to Swansea at the time, and I think it was Stoke City.
Made the right choice, it sounds like, again.
Oh, of course. Like, I was in Cardiff. Like, I have family in Cardiff. I went on trial actually earlier on that season as well, and they kind of didn't take me then, so I was familiar with obviously the settings. I absolutely love the setup, obviously everything about Ninian Park as well. And yeah, I was sold as soon as I knew they were interested. I was like, yeah, I'll get there straight away.
What was Ninian Park like to play in then as a player?
Oh my gosh, I mean, like, I love the old stadiums. Like, I loved like Kenilworth Roads. Ninian Park was like It was so hostile for the other team. It very tight. I just remember, like, the kind of fans as well. I think we were 4-0 down against Leeds, and then them all stood up. I mean, the ref, I think, played a part, and they were all stood up saying, like, sing the heart out for the lads. And it's just like, you're not going to get that at many clubs, It was, they felt everything there. It was, it was a brilliant experience at that club, especially at that stage.
Your time at Cardiff, obviously there's quite a lot of big names in the squad at the time. What was it like training with the likes of, am I right in saying Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was there in the time you was there, and Trevor Sinclair, obviously young Rambo?
Oh my gosh, honestly,
what was that experience like?
It was, I talk about it now. I mean, it's hard to it's hard now, like people to believe it. It's like those sort of players, with huge names. I mean, giants, right? It's hard. Sorry, I'm a bit lost for words there. How to explain it? It was an amazing experience. It's something that carried with me for the rest of my career, for sure. Trevor Sinclair, like what a legend, obviously, really took me in and was a great mentor. Obviously, being young, obviously Ramsey was absolutely brilliant, because probably the best, like I was going to say, probably the best player at 15 I've ever seen. I mean, unbelievable talent. And then you got someone like Robbie Fowler, that's showing you how to approach every opportunity in front of goal and sort your footwork out. I mean, it's just like a dream. It was absolutely brilliant experience. In training, the standards, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Loads of amazing memories from that. I still would say probably Rambo, probably still the best player I've ever seen. He was unbelievable at 15. We were playing the reserves at the time. Dave Jones, I think Iram Redham was playing as well, and boy comes in, spotty teenager, school tie on. He's playing in midfield today. I'm thinking, I'll be honest, like, I'm thinking to myself, I want to win this. Like, I'm on the brink of the first team here. I need some goals. I want to try and get on the bench on Saturday. Great, we got this lad from school playing midfield, and it was against Yeovil, so they had a few first team players playing. Anyways, obviously straight away, just think, right, oh my gosh, this lad, like, he's just got this extra yard on everyone. It seems like his decision making was sharper than everyone's around him. He put me in twice. I scored 2, and then I think he topped it off with scoring off the bar and then the gaffer pulled him off, and then it just got to a point where it built up more and more, and people were just like excited to watch him in training. Is he going to do it again? He got took to Portugal. Is he going to do it there? And he just kept consistently doing it. And obviously, had an amazing career. So
we're not quite seeing the Aaron Ramsey of old at the moment. He's kind of obviously coming to the latter end of his career now, but I think still to have him in and around the changing room for his experience that he's had to pass on to the youngsters is great. I think me and Reece have talked about it previously, that we're not sure he's best being played in the 10 position at the moment. It doesn't seem perhaps that he might have the legs for it anymore. Would you have any opinions on that, Matt?
I think it'd be wrong of me to have an opinion on that, to be honest. I would have had to been to watch more live games and seen it consistently. But I would say that class is permanent, and just he's got a lot of experience, and you got he's one of your own, so you got to stick with it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
How?
Go on, Reece.
Sorry, I would say we've had people on before, and they've said the under-23s suffers now because it's no longer a reserve league.
Mm-hmm.
Reserve league more important than under-23s.
It's a funny one, that is. I mean, my opinion on it, absolutely. To be honest, yes, I would prefer a reserve. I think it's a chance for first-team players that are on the brink to get a match consistently, and it's a chance for young lads to be playing with first-team lads. But obviously, the 23s has developed a huge amount of talent, so there's the cases out there for massive debate. But for me personally, I think lads just coming back from injury. Need a game, lads that are almost ready or looking like they're ready for first team to be playing with lads that have been in and around the first team, and the squads on a Saturday. I think it's a great experience, and it gives managers a chance to see how the young boys are going to respond to lads that he relies on. So that's where I see it personally, but it's out there for debate for sure. But again, like, you look at the track record of some of the players that have been produced through the 23s, incredible. So,
who did you used to room with when you went away with Cardiff? Matt, can you remember?
I was tight, and I've got to give a mention to Peter Whittingham. Obviously. Yeah, what a player. Get up there. It's hard. Again, completely different to Ramsey back in the day, but he could open a can of baked beans with his left foot, I reckon. It was unbelievable. Just little things like, again, after training, goalkeeper practicing his kicks and range. Wits would just be on the halfway line, kick it over here, be pinging it up, or be just letting it come across him, pinging it up, and then just half volleying it straight back to the keeper's hands from the halfway line. He's so technically gifted. It was unbelievable. Obviously just never to.
What was your opinion on Dave Jones? We've had a few guests on with various opinions. Some lovers, some haters. What was your opinion on Dave Jones?
I mean, I didn't really. I was just a young lad, really. So I can't say that I had a massive, relationship with him. The sort of, the only relationship I did have was pretty blunt. I mean,
I think that's come across a lot with previous guests, that he probably wasn't the best man manager in the world.
No.
Terry Burton took the training sessions, and he just was in the background picking the team. I heard, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, Terry was brilliant. His training was fantastic. Paul Wilkinson, again, still keep in touch with him. He was brilliant, 1-to-1. But yeah, Dave Jones didn't really. I think he just sort of just used to put his job. It's his job on the line, kind of thing. So he was letting him down if you don't get the result.
I wanted to ask you as well, Matt. Obviously, when you was at Cardiff, you had a couple of loan stints away at Oxford. Am I right in saying it was Oxford you went?
Yeah. So
I just wanted to know how that came up. How did the club approach you with that, or is that something you go to? Because obviously we've had a couple of youngsters go out on loan now, where we thought perhaps they should be knocking on the door now. And surprised they kind of left, really. So I just wondered, how did the club approach you and say, right, you need to go out and play?
So I went to Dave Jones, to be fair. I texted him, which was like a bit of a no-go back then, texting the gaffer. You've got to call it. So Wits was battering me for that. I remember that. Anyway, he texted back and said, yeah, meet you at the gym tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So obviously get to the gym, meet me, shock, 10 minutes late, rock up, and he's sort of sits me down and just goes, right, okay, Greenie, what's up? And I'm like, just wondering, like, bearing in mind, so like, I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, we had Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Rob Fowler, Warren Feeney, all these like big names. I was just wondering, could I, will I be playing? Will I have a chance to play? And he was just like, no. We've had a couple of clubs that have come in for you, Bradford, Darlington, and Oxford United. I suggest you go Bradford. We know the manager pretty well there, and that was that. And I was like, okay. And I was like I literally just bought a flat at the time in Cardiff, and I really didn't want to go out on loan. But obviously it's good for development, and it's probably the best thing that I've done. So went over to Darlington, went against what he said a little bit, really. Instead of going to Bradford, I went to Darlington.
Was that a kind of 2 fingers up to Dave Jones type of thing, or?
No, not really. I just kind of like, I just thought there's probably, as well. I went up there. It was tough. It was completely different. I mean, like at Cardiff, like it's luxury. I mean, we were training at the Vela Glamorgan. The facilities were obviously spot on. The food was brilliant. You go out there, you get a Yorkshire pudding with the meat and vegetables chucked in the middle and says next. It's like, right, okay, it's League 2 football now. It's proper, up north and stuff, and staying in some cold hotel and trying to get Wi-Fi, etc. So it was a massive awakening, and 5-hour drive as well up there was crazy in my little Fiat Punto at the time. And no sat navs back there as well, by the way. It was mapped. So I got lost in Leeds, I think, for about 2 hours. But I got up there and it went okay. I mean, I started okay my first game. I think I won against Leeds actually. Hit the bar. And then the first team strikers sort of coming back from fitness, so I was only there for a little bit anyway, and ended up coming back to Cardiff. And then they said, right, you can go out on loan again, this time to Oxford. Obviously Darren Patterson gave me a call and just like kick yourself down. And obviously went down there then and really, really enjoyed it. And I thought, Cardiff are 100% going to call me back, 100% give me a contract. Like, this is what I've wanted. They'll give me a decent contract this time. And I was banging goals, to be fair. I mean, 10 goals in 18 games for a 19-year-old in the Conference Prem now, on loan from the Championship. You probably get a little bit more recognition than what I did. But he's just sort of down. And I remember, like, obviously, all that is the day when you go to the gaffer, And I was positive. I was going to give me something, and I said, "Listen, I'm not going to give you anything. We've got all this experience here, and they've got to play." And that was that, really. Obviously, emotional.
How did you take that then? Was that a massive kick in the teeth type of thing, or?
I don't think it hit me till I got in the car really and drove home, and I mean, I was set on Cardiff being my home for the next. Was hoping for the next 2-3 years. You know, progressing, getting in the first team, and eventually being reliable number 9. You know, but the club was moving in a different direction at the time. I think about it. You know, invested heavily, and you know, it happens. Just football. But I play against Dave Jones probably about 10 years ago, and he was at Hartlepool, and I was there, and we should have never let you go. So I was just like, oh god, yeah, imagine.
Bit late now.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask as well, is there a big difference in the standard of training between the Championship and, say, League One, League Two? And is there a big difference in the pre-season as well, standard-wise?
I would say in the Championship, yeah. I mean, when I moved from Mansfield to Birmingham, I thought I was like fit. Obviously, I was ripping up the Conference Premier at the time.
Yeah, what I was going to say, what a scoring record you had at Mansfield as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably the only time in my career where, well, I had other times, but where I probably should have had it earlier in my career, where someone give me the sort of role of number 9 and just said, like, listen, every time you get in the channel, don't come back. They're like, I don't want you coming back and passing it off and setting up play out to the wingers with your pace, go at goal, you know. And I really took advantage of that. And it was, it's brilliant time at Mansfield. Brilliant. But sorry, what was the question?
Just about, is there a big difference in the standard of training between the Championship and League One, League Two? And is the pre-season a big difference?
I would say fitness in the Championship, yeah, absolutely. It's a different level to League Two and the Conference. Sure, there's no hiding place. If you're not keeping up with the lads and you're top up, you know, the fitness coach takes the side, top you up. You know, it's not just kind of maybe at the lower levels you'll get based on what the team's doing on a 9-minute basis or on a training basis, but you know, overall they'll expect every single player to be at peak strength and fitness. Yeah.
Was you someone?
Also, there's a question in the chat that I just want to pop in. What's Matt's thoughts on how today's game has changed to the old 4-4-2 days when he was playing, with Cardiff struggling to score and defend at the moment?
My honest opinion, I think the game has been made far too complicated, and that's my opinion, obviously. But I think sometimes, yeah, you know, I can't talk on obviously Cardiff City at the moment, but you know, on their formations and things like that. But obviously 4-4-2 is very attack minded. It's 2 strikers, but if you're getting into the final third and you're getting enough bodies in the final third and entries, you know, you could be scoring goals. So it's, you know, it's difficult. You know, it's hard for me to comment on it, to be honest. I don't want to, you know, throw anyone under the bus or anything like that.
No, that's completely fine. It's you know, it's something we've struggled with, and we've been crying out for a 9. We was hoping we'd get one in the transfer window before the transfer window closed, but we haven't, and it's been a bit of a frustration. Don't get me wrong, I'm really happy with the transfer window we had. We've brought players in, perhaps who are not quite fit, so it's taken a few weeks to get them up to speed, type of thing. We still, you know, we haven't got everybody fit who we've signed, so you know, we haven't had the greatest start to the season, but I think we just need a bit of patience. But you probably know as well as I do, Cardiff City fans are not afraid to voice their frustrations and concerns And rightly so, I suppose, in a way, because they're the ones who are paying their hard-earned money.
Yeah. The fans are the heartbeat of the club, obviously, and they're it's important part of it's a city. It's a thriving city, and people expect to see top football and winning against top teams, and it's a difficult one when you're building from scratch almost, really, and you're getting the right bodies in. It's difficult. You've got players like Ramsey who've got a huge amount of experience, and then you've got players that haven't got that sort of amount of experience to sort of amalgamate all that together. It is difficult, but moving forward, I think like you said, the transfer window has been lucrative. It's got to stick with it now, and with a team like Cardiff, I think ultimately they should be in the Premiership. To be honest, I think there's not enough in the Southwest. To be honest, in general, I look at Bristol, Bristol City, Bristol Rovers. Southwest in general.
It's a massive catchment area, the Southwest, isn't it?
It's ridiculous. We should have a lot more. We should have Premiership teams coming down to this area.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we haven't had one of these billionaire kind of investors then come in and look at the Southwest, a team in the Southwest like Bristol City, and pump millions into them, because, like I said, the catchment area is so large, and there must be so much talent that goes unseen, really.
I look at even myself at my career. I had to get up north to get any recognition, really, in the end. I didn't make it, obviously, at Bristol City. Kind of, let me go. Torquay didn't work out. Went to Oxford, and not till I really settled at Mansfield. And by then a lot of lads, already done by the time they left. But there's a lot of opportunity, obviously, up north. They give lads a lot more opportunity up there, and it's not unnormal for a lad to come up and be playing in their first team at 22 and looking like he's been playing there for 6-7 years because he's been doing it through the academy. So yeah, there is a massive sort of cry out, really, for lads to be taking their football seriously in the Southwest and taking the clubs up in the Southwest up through the ranks as well.
So you moved from, sorry, Reese, I'm just going to ask this one. You moved from Mansfield then to Birmingham, Matt. Mm-hmm. Was that a difficult one, or one obviously you wanted to do? Obviously, you had a great scoring record at Mansfield, which obviously Birmingham were fully aware of. Was it a difficult one for you to decide to make that jump back again, or a no-brainer?
After I'd been at Cardiff, all I wanted to do is get back up to that level. I really thought that I could play at that level and score goals, in the Championship. And if I could do that, then you never know. So when I had a chance to go to Birmingham, it was, although the chairman was trying to do everything to keep me, looking back, potentially should have stayed in the league the following this season. But yeah, I went to Birmingham. You couldn't say no. You go to White Hills, the training grounds. I went and trained with some of the players up there, and it's if you've got a chance to play at a high level, I always think you should, especially at that age, 27. So yeah, no, absolutely. I think I made the right decision. I know I got my injury, but I look at it as well. If I wasn't at Birmingham, I might not have from that injury. because
And he scored a goal against the Jacks in the League Cup as well for Birmingham, I believe.
I made sure I got one against them. So that was.
Did you get much stick as a former Cardiff player when you played like against Swansea for other teams and things?
It's funny actually. I never forget this. When I was just signed for Cardiff. I still had my mates at Newport, and they said, let's go for a night out in Swansea. Yeah, I mean, I thought I'll be all right. Like, I'm new, like, no one to know who I am, you know. But it was like just sort of a student club or whatever, and yeah, there was a little bit of sort of hustle and bustle, and I remember a few bangs on the door and said, you know, who are we, Jack Army, and you know, just sort of, yeah, they were letting me know they know who I am. So I thought, right, I better get out there.
I know you're going to go soon, but I want to ask as well, what was Salford like, especially with the ownership they've got them there?
It was unbelievable experience again, like brilliant people and ownership. It's a tough place to play. Obviously, you've got people, you know, the owners have got massive, you know, history in the game, and you know, you can't help but know that they're watching you. So you're like, oh, you know, and it's you know, massive expectation every time you put the shirt on and stuff. But it's a brilliant club. It was just location really there with me. I was living in Lincoln at the time, and it was about an hour and a half drive, and I just had a little one. So yeah, it didn't really work out, but I got checked really well at that club. I would say the facilities have come on to huge amounts now, but you know, maybe when I was there, it was coming from a Lincoln city that just had a brand new training ground. It was a little bit sort of right, okay, we're training on a school pitch now, and you know, but it made up for it. We met some legends in the game, and had some amazing success. Obviously, getting promotion through Wembley, which you know they pulled out all the stops for and things like that. So you just wouldn't get that anywhere else, you know. But yeah, I got some stick from a few fans for going there, but all in all, it was good stuff.
Did they join in training at all?
No, not when I was there. I heard a couple of things. I mean, I was at the football hotel for about 6 weeks just before I found somewhere to live, and the owner sort of said to me that the lads, you know, the main owners basically got at the top and playing for a couple of the Salford youth team lads. And last time they were up there, they injured one of the Salford lads. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. He said, like, it proper pops off. Like at the top of the football hotel, there's a massive 5-a-side, and apparently all the time Scholesie's like nailing the UT lads. They got no stopping. They're still going now, apparently strong, and you know, taking it proper serious. There's just no filter at all. So you know, it's good to hear, and you know, when I have spoken to them and things like that, they just give great advice. So it's brilliant experience, but yeah, a bit of a shame with the location.
I know we're coming to the end of the time because I know you've got to shoot. But what's Matt Green up? What's Matt Green up to nowadays? You still looking for a club, because we're crying out for a 9, Matt?
Oh well, they want to give me a 6 trial, then yeah, I'll come over. No worries. literally just doing my qualifications at the moment, staying fit, obviously staying active, doing my training, getting my qualifications done, spending plenty of time with the children. Obviously, just gone back to school. I'm looking to get a club. Probably just play at sort of amateur for the next few weeks, and then maybe pick something up as I get fit and stuff. So yeah, maybe another year or so of playing, and then look to get into the coaching and stay in the game.
Is that something you were always looking to do towards the end of your career, Matt, or something that's relatively new to you, or?
Yeah,
Did you see yourself as a coach back 10 years ago?
No, not at all. I was one of the lads when the PFA and stuff used to come in. That was like, nah, I'm not. I don't need to do that. Right, but it's not till later I realised that. And to be fair, I spent a bit of time out the game, which has been great, much needed as well. And then you go down to sort of amateur roots, grassroots football, and you think, yeah, actually, I would love to give back, and it's nice to see like young kids enjoying the game. And with the experience I have, and it's an opportunity for me to give back as much as I can.
Awesome. You mentioned as well about the children. Have your kids play as well at the moment?
Yeah, obviously I've got 2 boys. My eldest is 10. He's just playing at grassroots level at the moment. He started off at Newcastle Academy, and he's just playing grassroots. He's just enjoying it. He's playing up top, bless him. He scored a few goals, and I'm just sort of making sure that he eats well, and he trains hard, and it's up to him if he wants to go away. But it's so tough. My youngest does what he wants, really. Just more so into his games and his figures and things like that, and just lead him to it. Every now and then he'll pick up a ball and like volley it. But I'm not really. I hope they do sort of get the bug and take it really serious. But ultimately, it's tough in leagues. Unless you're playing, you've had the championship. When you're in League 2, conference, it can be ruthless and stuff. So it'd be interesting. What route he goes down, but no, they're enjoying it at the moment for sure.
And that's the main thing. Like my boy plays for the Flower under 10s, and it's just nice seeing the kids on a Sunday with a smile on their face, and that's the main thing.
That's what it's about. Exactly what it's about. Beautiful.
We'll look to wrap up there. Matt, thank you so much for your time. We probably could have gone on for another hour if I'm honest. So perhaps we'll let you finish off your football career, and after you've done your coaching badges, perhaps come back and we'll have another chat maybe.
Absolutely. I look forward to that. Thank you very much for having me.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time, mate. Before you go, you've got to do the Ayatollah for us.
Yes. There you go.
There you go. Top man. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Top man, Matt. Take care, mate. Wish you all the best. Cheers, mate.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Take care. Top man. Cheers, Reese.
Yeah, thank you.
Just before we go, I just want to say a massive shout out to AJM, our sponsors. The banner's been going across the bottom of the screen. So check them out, guys, for any embroidery or printing needs. No job is too big, no job is too small. If you can support them, it obviously helps us out as well. So massive thank you again to Matt. Reese, thanks again for stepping in.
No worries.
Very much appreciated. Thank you, gents. Reese, I'll leave it to you. Back over and out.
Up the Flower.
Down the street.